You guys all remember Politicon, that is the political, convention where there are debates. Different political pundits come. They do book signings. They do meet and greets. They have conversations, debates, panels, etc., etc. And last Politicon was quite hectic. It was pretty cool. We did a lot of coverage of that. When it happened, it was pretty crazy. And a couple of notable occurrences happening there. The Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk versus Packman and Kulinski debate falling through. That was a pretty big note. And Ann Coulter pulling out. That was a big note. But a pretty significant one was the fact that Ben Shapiro backed out of a debate, or he declined. He actually didn't debate anybody. He didn't debate anyone last year. So that was pretty surprising. So Kyle Kulinski in his Secular Talking Smack explains to us that he will attempt to debate Ben Shapiro at Politicon if he's invited back. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Are you working on debating Shapiro or others at Politicon? I'm not working on anything involving Politicon because they haven't reached out to me yet, and I don't even know if they've released the date yet that they're having the next Politicon. So, I mean, when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, I'll bring that up. I will bring up, Ben Shapiro because I know all you guys want it, and certainly it's something I'd be interested in doing. You must stop.
So he streamed this actually the day before the dates were announced, but the dates actually are announced, and there's a shock here. Look at this. The shit is in Nashville, Tennessee. Who the fuck is going out to Tennessee? That sucks because I wanted to go this year too. If it was in LA, that's an easy place to go to. But Tennessee? You got me fucked up. Who's going out to Tennessee? I don't know why they made that decision, but there's going to be an incredibly lower amount of turnout at Politicon 2019 because it's not in Los Angeles and instead it's in Nashville, which I believe is the city that the KKK was founded in. Not that that really has anything to do with this, just a fun factoid. In Tennessee. Really, bruh? Out of all of the 50 states, you chose Tennessee? What? Why? That doesn't make any sense. So they're October 26th and 27th. That's around when it was last year. So that's definitely interesting. But to talk about Ben Shapiro here. Ben Shapiro, okay, there's an interesting situation going on with Ben Shapiro, okay? And this has to do with Ben Shapiro. His stock has really gone down after that BBC interview, guys. There's just something about the situation where there's just so much more ammo against him, and his fan base really has seemed to kind of die down a little bit, and that really was a massive blow. It's a shock because it's literally just an interview, and he somehow managed to butcher it so bad that people who were his own fans, including himself, admitted that he handled it incorrectly and poorly. But trust me, man, it really brought his stock down. So now, anytime you talk about Ben Shapiro, you bring that up, that BBC interview up, and you bring up Ben Shapiro telling people whose homes are underwater to sell them and move, which obviously you can't do because no one's going to buy underwater homes or homes that are going to be underwater. So, you kind of bring those things up, and there's now this sort of mainstream case where you don't have to be a super big political junkie to really make, and it's like you've already made a huge dent into Ben Shapiro, and then the fact that he only debates college kids, you kind of really got a case going here, right? Like you kind of got a big case that's really, butchering and bolstering his image, So his stock is really far down right now. I mean, he hasn't bounced back from it, dude. He has not bounced back from it at all. That BBC interview really fucked him. And if Kyle Kulinski debates Ben Shapiro and Ben Shapiro gets mauled or soundly defeated, like, dude, Ben Shapiro might have a really low stock at that point, seriously, because his fan base seems to have quieted down. He admitted that he fucked up. People are now upping their ante in their sort of battle against Ben Shapiro, if you will. And there's a more mainstream case now that can be made against him being shit. That doesn't mean that you need to be a political junkie to bring up. So, your average Joe can kind of bring those things up, and you're already like, wow, this guy's kind of a dumbass and a clown and a coward. But man, if this really does happen, that might be a bad situation for Ben Shapiro. It might really be a bad situation for him. But let me know what your thoughts are on this. Are you going to go out to Tennessee to Politicon? Is there any chance of that? Who do you think would win in a debate between Ben Shapiro and Kyle Kulinski? Just give me your thoughts on it down below. I'm very curious to hear them.